Hello, YouTube. It's your boy Nathan coming to you to do another recap video. Today we are talking 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After, Season 8, Episode 5, Fussin' Boots. So we're just going to get on into it. This is an interesting episode, to say the least. Where do I begin? Ashley and Manuel, like I always say, I'm going to keep them short and sweet and to the point. The reason I start with them is just to get them done, because I'm over it with them. So we seen they arrive in New York, and they're gonna enjoy. They are gonna go to New York City first before they go to Newark, New Jersey, and Manuel, as they're riding in the car, Manuel gets hangry. Basically, he's hungry, he's angry, and Ashley's just like nagging him and stuff, and it's just a whole mess. So we're just like, get this man some food, please, Ashley. And later they go into this Ecuadorian like town of Queens. They hang out and they also meet with Manuel's best friend, Jonathan. And Ashley starts interrogating Jonathan because she keeps saying Manuel keeps he's always on the phone with his family and friends or whatever, and sometimes I don't even know who he's talking to sometimes and everything. And she even asked Jonathan, does Manuel talk to his baby mama, basically? And Jonathan said no, but he told the producers in an interview that he doesn't talk to her, but she does ask. But his baby mama does ask me about him, but I didn't say nothing to Ashley because don't want no trouble. So, yeah. I don't know. Manuel is playing games, but Ashley's just being too... Like, Ashley is driving him crazy, I feel like. I do think that Ashley's driving him crazy because she's driving me crazy. So... yeah, I'm just leaving it at that. She's just a whole hot mess. So that was Ashley and Manuel. Next couple I want to talk is Gina and Jasmine. So we left off with Gina and Jasmine. Basically, they left when last week we saw them go look at their wedding photos, and we see Jasmine storm off and crying and stuff, and she crying to Gino, I'm really considering going back to Panama. And Gino's like, I'll work hard. I'll get a lawyer to bring your kids here. And blah, 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 blah. And so they make up, and we see them later go to an Italian restaurant. And, Gina brings up the fact that, do you, like, with all this going on, do you still want to have a kid with me? Every time you get mad at me, you always say I'm not going to be a good father or something. You say hurtful things. And Jasmine's like, I'm sorry, baby, blah, 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 and all that jazz. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just not. I'm sorry. It's just so hard for me, like, because I'm not a person who gets tired of shows. I really don't. And and I'm not a person, I can't stand when say, oh, I get bored with it. I'm starting to see why a little bit. Because, especially with Gina and Jasmine, it's just the same story. Like this is their third season in a row that they're on 90 Day Fiancé. So basically a year. They've been on the show for the last year, basically. So then they're at the Italian restaurant, and they decided to do a little Lady and the Tramp thing. Like, put the spaghetti noodle, so both of them share a spaghetti noodle, and then they, kiss out of that. And I saw this one guy looking at him like what the heck are they doing? And, it's like, well, as weird as that was to see, I'm happy for them at the moment that they're getting along, because I'm about tired of the fighting. So, yeah. So that was Gina and Jasmine. Next couple I want to talk is Rob and Sophie. So Rob and Sophie, now we know Sophie brought her best friend Callum here from England, and she didn't tell Rob that they used to date. They only dated briefly when they were 15 years old and stuff. They don't really call each other exes and stuff. Although the dude said that if Rob and Sophie were to break up and she wanted to be with him, he would jump that in a heartbeat. Duh. So Rob is talking to Sophie, and they're arguing about it. And this Callum guy goes and checks on them. Rob tells him, I'm just having a moment with my wife here. Just give me a minute and stuff. And he was like, I'm just, just coming to check on everybody. And, so he's like, he thinks that we are lovers and dated, blah, 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 our exes and all that. And then he tried to sugarcoat it. It's like, oh, we were 15. We didn't really do nothing, blah, 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 and everything. Now, he handled that. Now, I'll give Rob credit with this. He handled that kind of classy because other people would have reacted like, dude, I'm talking my way, get out of here and all that. Other people would have reacted like that way. Rob didn't do that, so that's good maturity on Rob. I had to give him that. So I had to give him that. That's big of him. And I didn't notice. I noticed something about Rob with Sophie and stuff. He has an attitude when it comes to Sophie, but at the tell all, back on the 90-day tell all, they said that Rob doesn't really get mad. He was really nice to everybody else, during the tell all, other than Sophie and Sophie's mother and stuff. So I don't know, maybe Sophie is really bringing out the worst in him. I'm starting to see that. So then later, they showed Sophie having a conversation with Callum, and she said, "You know what? We had to pump the brakes on our friendship because, I had to choose my husband over you. It's because, And so she had a conversation with Rob about that, and Rob was like, hearing that gives me something that we have hope. So, are you gonna come back home?" And she said she'll come back home for a little bit. So, I mean, yes, I guess there is hope. So I do give Sophie credit. I do see this episode with Rob and Sophie, they both of them did show some growth, and because they're both immature, but they showed some growth, and they did show some maturity on how they handled this situation and stuff instead of making it worse. So kudos to them. So that was Nicole. That was Sophie and Rob. Next couple I want to talk is Nicole and Mahood. So now, I am not a fan of Mahood, but Nicole has been doing some really kind of shady stuff. So last week we left off with her going to go meet up with her friends, and Mahood just just don't like what she was wearing, like he always does, and everything. And she's taking revenge on this, thinking that he's changing because he would change just because he's in America. No, he's still the same Mahood. And so, and he's still your husband. So, he's going to feel a certain type of way or what you're wearing or what you're saying and everything. So this episode, she goes meets up with her friends and stuff, and she explains to him oh, he's not coming, he threatened divorce and all that, whatever. And they were like, that's not good. So instead of just leaving it at that, she decides to invite the friends back over to the house where Mahood is. And she has alcohol in the house that she kind of hid from Mahood, that she got out for her friends. And I'm just like, girl, what the, you're really asking for it. And like I said, I am not Team Mahood. I can't stand him. But Nicole, come on now. And Mahood, he was like, he just told her, he got up, he met the friends. He's like, I'm just tired. We did have an argument, but I'm just tired and stuff. And Nicole embarrassed him, and she was like, no, you threatened divorce and stuff. And then he tried to walk away from the situation, and she made an inappropriate comment, we could buy you something. They beeped it out and stuff. And her friends were like, whoa, chill, Nicole, chill. Whoa, chill. So yeah, like I said, Nicole is no angel here either. Because why? Your husband's in a pissy mood. Why would you bring people here, him not knowing, and expect them and then embarrass him like that? Like, that ain't cool. That ain't cool. And yes, does Mahu deserve it? Yeah, but still, that's not something that you do to your husband. That's really not. Yes, did that just sound contradictory? Yes, but two wrongs don't make a right. Two wrongs really don't make a right. So yeah, that was just ridiculous. So yeah, that was Nicole and Mahood. Next couple I want to talk is we got to see Patrick and Thais finally. I was like, oh, finally, finally. We get to see Patrick and Thais. So Patrick and Thais. So we first met them on season 9 of 90 Day Fiancé, like when I first started doing these recap videos 2 years ago. We met Patrick and Thais. She's from Brazil. And their storyline was Patrick's brother John being in their business a lot in their 90-day journey. After the 90 days, they got pregnant. They have a beautiful girl named Elise. And Elise is like 6 months at the time of filming. And now they're preparing for a trip to Brazil. Now, if you guys remember back in season 9 of 90 Day Fiancé, Thais had to tell her father that she was getting married, and because her father is kind of racist. He doesn't really like Americans, that didn't really want her to be there, and was basically telling her she needs to come back and not really giving Patrick a chance. So now they have a baby, and now they're planning a trip to Brazil because the family wants to meet the baby and, see what's going on and stuff. And I guess they're going to have like a nice little party. Well, Patrick's brother John shows up to help fix a crib or something. And he just randomly invites himself to go to Brazil with them. And he did mention that he is engaged, so I guess the scene was filmed after the Single Life tell-all. He mentioned his engagement, because remember on the Single Life at the tell-all, he got engaged to Megan. But he just invited himself to go to Brazil with them. And, Patrick, when Patrick is just like, yeah, Thais is just like, I cannot get away from this guy. He's a pain in my butt and everything. So they had a discussion about it. She was like, do you really want John to come? And I'll tell you what, Thais is getting really, really better with her English. And he was like, no, but he has a good point. I see why he wants to come, because it's for her party and wants to have my back with your dad and stuff and everything. And Thais just like, all right, he can come. But if he messes things up, it is on you. And I agree. I agree with Thais. It is on Patrick if John messes it up. I don't know why John wants to go when you just got engaged and now you're kind of a stepfather and stuff. Like, why aren't you with your fiance and your future stepdaughter? Just my opinion, but okay. So they had that discussion, and I guess John's going to go with them to Brazil and stuff. Judging by the previews of next week, it looks like on the phone, Thais's father calls Patrick the B word, and I don't mean the BITCH word. He's gonna call him the BASTARD word. So yeah, he's like, man, he calling me names already, dang. So yeah, well, it's gonna be interesting to see how that goes. So yeah, that was Patrick and Thais, and the last couple I'm gonna talk is Emily and Kobe. So they're still in Cameroon. Kobe's friends are getting in his head too much, and they're trying to sabotage his marriage with Emily. Now, we've seen Kobe, he's playing this game called handball. It really, from the looks of it, it looked like the hand version of soccer. They were just like running with the ball and throwing it into a net. I'm like, that's easy. That looked very easy. And I guess like Kobe had like a really bad injury, and he like injured his knee, and like Emily's family was watching him play and stuff, and I guess he started limping and kind of like tweaked his knee a little bit. So she went to go check on him. Kobe got upset because he felt like she was embarrassing him. I was like, babe, I told you don't do this. I'm fine. And she's like, I'm just checking on you. I'm like, I'm fine. And then after the game was over, once again, Kobe's friends are talking to Emily, like, oh, we hear about white women in America and everything. And she's like, yeah, I'm bossy, but I'm also family oriented, good mother, and so so. He's like, yeah, but we don't believe it, you know. And then now we have a scandal coming out. Apparently, Kobe went, because Emily and Kobe met in China. Before Kobe went to China, I guess he had a girlfriend, and according to his friends, I guess they didn't really break up when they went to China. Like, she was still under the impression that they were still together, and his friends told Emily that. Now, his friends are messy for that, but I also think his friends like are coming up with things to sabotage their relationship, because yeah, his friends are just super rude, super disrespectful, and just need to stay the heck out of it. Like, Emily needs to turn into Angela. If they want to see a bossy white woman, she needs to turn into Angela, because Angela would not like tolerate that. And so to just be like, y'all trying to sabotage my marriage. You're putting thoughts into Kobe's head and everything that's going to affect our marriage. He's married now. He has kids. He doesn't live here no more. We're here to meet the family, to get to know you guys, and y'all trying to sabotage. Like, I understand culture differences and everything. I'm trying to respect the culture, but still, y'all being disrespectful. Respect my culture too. So we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, I'm not a fan of Kobe's friends. I love Kobe. I love Kobe, but I'm not a fan of his friends. Not a fan of his friends. Not at all. Anyway, guys, that is the end of my review. We didn't see Ed and Liz, and we finally got to see Patrick and Thais. Next week, we'll finally see Lauren and Alexi, and we still haven't seen Angela and Michael yet. So we'll see. I hadn't heard a rumor they got fired. I don't know if they're officially fired or if they're going to be incorporated later, or just a couple scenes here and there, because they already did film the tell-all. So if they got fired, like, everybody's going to be like, well, Angela and Michael were at the tell-all. Why didn't we see them on TV? And stuff. So, like, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know how it's going to work, but for sure we'll see Lauren and Alexi next week. We got to see Patrick and Thais this week. We didn't see Ed and Liz this week. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I'll be back on tomorrow to recap the tell-all finale of The Single Life. And yeah, that is it. So thank you guys again, and I will see you guys soon. Have a good one and stay safe out there, guys. Love y'all.